I'm now using my back camera to film videos. So I should have been doing this in the first place, but yeah, we're not gonna get into that. So excuse me. So now I'm looking at y'all instead of myself, but I can't really see myself like in terms of the camera. I can see myself because there's a mirror right here, but yeah, I can't see myself like how I look on the camera. I'm sorry, I just put my hands all up in your face. I'm so sorry, but okay. Hey guys, it's your girl Findable Curls. If you're new, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna do my hair while answering questions about college. If you didn't know, I go to Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I just finished my freshman year, so I figured this is the perfect time to answer any questions about college for those about to go to college or just want to know what my experience was for whatever reason. Here it is. But yeah, I'm gonna be answering questions while styling my hair because I just washed it, as you can see. And I'm also trying new products because I got these a while ago, but I didn't want to try them when I was like in the dorm because I didn't want to film when I had my roommate there, so I just waited till I got home. But new Cream of Nature products, pure honey line. So I got the leave-in, the curling jelly, and this curl activator. So I have faith in Cream of Nature, so I'm pretty sure like this is gonna be like bomb results. But before I get into it more, I'm gonna just sit back. If you're new, you know there's that big red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. There's also that like button. It's a little small, but I'm sure you can see it. There's that. There's the bell notification button. It's a bell-shaped button that you can click to get notified each time I post a new video. And yeah, I'm gonna just give you a couple seconds to do what you need to do with those buttons I just told you about. Let's get into it. I'm gonna get started on my hair before I answer some questions, because if I just start answering questions, I'm gonna forget to do my hair. And like, I need to do my hair now because I got a meeting in a couple hours and I can't just be slacking off, you know what I'm saying? Curlage. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is section it in half. Okay, so I got this section off. Not the best part, but it doesn't need to be the best, honestly. I'm gonna take the time to oil my scalp before I get started actually started. And while I oil my scalp, I'm gonna answer a question. I'm just taking some island oil and just running some oil on my scalp real quick, because y'all, I haven't washed my hair in like 3 weeks, going on 4. And I know that's bad, but like, listen, I was in a transition period of moving back here after I finished college, because, okay, so I spent a week at my auntie's house, and then my parents came down and we stayed in Louisiana, but I wasn't with my auntie anymore. I stayed with my parents at a hotel, so that was another week. Now I'm here, and I didn't want to wash my hair at a hotel. I didn't want to wash my hair at my auntie's house. Like, I didn't want to do that. So first question is, what college am I attending and why? So I go to Louisiana State University A&M College, and why? I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret that's not really a secret, but I'm calling it a secret because it sounds good. My first choice was Howard University. I got into Howard and I really wanted to go there, but I don't have any family up in DC. So if I were to go to Howard, I would have been up there all by myself, and my parents were not with that. And Howard also didn't give me enough scholarship money, so there was that too. It was a little bit more expensive than if I were to go to Louisiana State University. So, and there was also Georgia State University, and I didn't really want to go there just because I wanted to get out of Georgia. If y'all didn't know, I live in Georgia. So I didn't want to go to college in Georgia. Plus, my mom didn't like Georgia State because it's not really a like closed off campus. Like it's smack in the middle of Atlanta, and it's really an open campus. So my mom didn't really like that. And then with LSU, I qualified for in-state tuition because my dad is military. So for like the past years, he's been paying like taxes for Louisiana instead of Georgia because that's what he identifies as home. So to qualify for in-state tuition, you just have to show proof of like that you pay taxes in that state. And my dad pays taxes for Louisiana, so I qualified for in-state tuition, and that made it cheaper than Howard. Not cheaper than Georgia State University though. But with LSU, my family is only like an hour away at most, and all of my family lives in Louisiana. So LSU was cheaper and closer to family. Plus, I like LSU. I've always liked LSU. I've always been a fan of the sports. I'm an LSU fan. Been an LSU fan since before I even went to the school. I'm gonna get back to y'all when my hair is all oiled and moisturized. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to part my hair, this section specifically, into another section. So I have 2 sections in the front. Just trust the process. I know I look absolutely insane right now, but it's okay. Just trust it. Trust it. I'm gonna part my hair on this side for a change, because usually actually not even usually, I always part my hair on this side, but my face broke out over here, and this is like the side I like to take pictures on. Like, I'm gonna just part it on this side, so you know when I take pictures, this is the clear side of my face, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna spray this with water, just a little bit, because I'm going to plait this up. But before I do that, I'm gonna take this leave-in and apply it first, if I can get it open. I find spray leave-ins to be a little weird, but I mean, CREME Nature just smells so good. Like, all their products, honestly. Before I get to the top, I'm gonna section it again to make 2 boxes. What is your major and why? So my major is psychology, and I minor in biology and piano. I major in psychology and minor in biology because I have plans on having a career in neuropsychology in the future, and LSU doesn't have a neuroscience program. They only have like biology, so biology is the closest thing to neuroscience if there's not neuroscience. So I chose that as my minor, only because you need to take biology for psychology anyway, and once you get those required biology courses out of the way for psychology, it's only like 4 more courses you need to take for the biology minor. It's only going to help me for when I go into getting my master's, because getting my master's isn't even like a question. Like, I don't need to have a concentration in neuroscience for undergrad, because you usually get that like in master's anyway, but I figured I'd just benefit myself anyway, because it's not too much of a burden to take extra biology classes. So that's why I have the biology minor. Music minor is kind of random, I know, but I have a music minor in piano because I've been playing piano since 3rd grade, and I'm a sophomore in college now, so y'all can do the math. That's a long time. So when I finished high school, I didn't want to give piano up, and plus my dad has been telling me all these years, if you don't like piano anymore, at least keep playing it so you can have like something to fall back on. Even if I didn't minor in piano, I'd be practicing every day anyway. I always play piano. Practicing every day really doesn't add any new activities to like my daily schedule or anything. So next question is, oh, what year am I? I am about to be a sophomore. Well, I really am a sophomore now, because I'm taking a summer course like next Monday. So I'm basically starting my sophomore year already. Time really flies in college because like faster than high school, honestly. It's the same amount of time, but college feels faster, not gonna lie. What is the best and worst part about dorms? Okay, so the best part, I really gotta think about this one. Okay, the best part I'd say is I was really close to the dining hall, like where my dorm was, because I stayed in Kirby Smith Hall, and that dorm sucked. It was literally like right behind the dining hall, like a 1 minute walk, if you will. That's kind of it, low-key. Another best part is my roommate. I love my roommate. My roommate is cool. We didn't have no problems. The worst part was, like I said, Kirby was really old. It was supposed to be torn down before I even came to LSU, but it didn't. LSU don't know how to tell incoming people no on applications, and they let too many freshmen in. Kirby was really old and really dusty and crusty, and I think that speaks for itself, to be honest. Even though my room wasn't that bad, but other rooms, just trash. Complete trash. The bathroom was really old. Like, I wouldn't even like sit on the toilet seat, even though I knew they would clean the toilet seats. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't trust it because like it looks old. The shower water wouldn't get hot enough. It would be lukewarm at most. And like, who takes a shower in lukewarm water? Come on now. It at least gotta be hot. It don't need to be scorching hot, but at least hot. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like taking showers there because it wouldn't get hot enough. And sometimes the drain would get clogged. A lot of stuff would happen at night and it would wake me up. Like, people would be yelling and running across the halls, and I would hear the bed creaking upstairs, like on higher floors, if you know what bed creak means. And our thermostat did not work. So the thing that you use to like set the temperature so it stays at that temperature was not working. So we would move the temperature up to 72, and then after a couple hours it would drop back down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. 60 degrees, y'all. Y'all know how cold 60 degrees is in like inside? Like, it's not good. Always be having to turn up the thermostat temperature, otherwise it would be like super cold. And that's another thing, Kirby was known for being cold. And also Kirby, like, its appearance on the outside, it looks like a hospital. I'll insert a picture like right there. It looks like a mental asylum. It was not a pretty sight. That's how old that building is. Best class so far and worst class so far. Okay, best class, African American history. You already know. I took that class in the fall semester, and I just, like, it was just full of information. Like, granted, it was a lot to read, but I enjoyed reading it. Like, it's African American history that you don't get to learn in U.S. history or anything like that. Because you all know the public school system in high school, middle school, elementary school does not go deep into slavery or anything about Black history. And if you want to know anything about that, you got to look it up for real and do your own research, because otherwise you just going off of what you've been taught in high school, and that's just not enough. So African American history in college went really in depth, like further in depth about African Americans in U.S. history, like stuff you were not told in high school, for real. So I really enjoyed that class. I really enjoyed the instructor, because our assignments were basically just like asking forum questions, and then he would answer them on Zoom. We would have weekly quizzes on the pages we had to read that week, instead of having like a midterm and a final. So that was a plus. We didn't have a big exam or anything like that. It was just weekly quizzes that were easy. My worst class, I'd say my worst class has been Spanish in general. Because, okay, so at LSU, they've been using this like system to teach Spanish, Espanol, and it's called Conectate. And Conectate sucks, okay? It sucks booty cheeks. Because on the exams and everything, I do terrible on them. But on the quizzes that they make, like the instructors make, like individually on their own, I do perfectly well. I be getting the hundreds and stuff. But on the Connectate midterm, the Connectate final, I be getting like C's, low B's. And that's because Connectate is very nitpicky with how you put the answers. If you don't put an accent over the A in compañera or something like that, it's gonna take points off, because like it just doesn't recognize that you just missed an accent or something. I don't know. My Spanish professor that I had like this spring semester, she did me dirty, because on the last quiz, right, there was this historical, like cultural question about this video we watched about this group of Native Americans, like in class, and she didn't say anything about what we watched in class being on the quiz. It's usually like grammar stuff, structural stuff like that. So when I saw it on the quiz, I was like, we have never done this before. There have never been any historical, cultural, anything like that on quizzes. So that was flag number one. And then two, it didn't specify whether the answers were supposed to be in Spanish or English. Because, you know, when it asks questions like, who are these people? Where are they from? Stuff like that. You don't have to answer in Spanish. Like, it's not implied there. And like, the questions were in Spanish, but it's still, the instructions were to respond. So I responded in English. It didn't say anywhere. She didn't say it when we were given the quiz that the answers were supposed to be in Spanish. So I answered in English, and she took half off for all those questions. It was like 4 questions out of a 10-question quiz. So I ended up getting a C on that quiz, and I couldn't get those points back. Like, she refused, because it was supposed to be implied that my answers are supposed to be in Spanish. Going by her reasoning, it was a Spanish class. So I'm gonna just let that sit with y'all. I'm not even going to explain how wrong that is. So I finished with an 89 in that class, and I could have had a 90 if I could have gotten points back on that quiz. My professor for that class was great though. She was great at teaching, but it was that one quiz where it was like she didn't cut me no slack at all. So now I'm going to part this on the side right here. Braid my hair with some more water, a little bit, just a little. I don't want it to be too wet, because then my fingers get slippery, and braiding with slippery fingers is not fun. Applying some leave-in. This leave-in works well, I must say. Very moisturizing. And it's not too heavy, not too light. It works just well, just fine. See, I'm gonna use this wider comb to comb this out real quick. And now I'm just going to braid on the scalp. Cornrow. So what is my favorite part about LSU? My favorite part about LSU is the UREC. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's basically like the recreation center, the gym, the rock climbing, the swimming, all that is like the UREC. It's recreation center. It's like the YMCA, but for LSU. Because I would go to the UREC 4 times a week and work out and just like lift weights, you know. And it was low-key my stress reliever, because I would hop in my car. And the reason I would hop in my car instead of walking, because the UREC is on the south side of campus, and Kirby Smith, where I stayed at, is on the north side of campus. And that is a very long walk. Like, y'all know how big LSU is? Like, that is a big campus. So to go from the north side to the south side by walking is at least 20 minutes. Like a 20-minute walk, if not more. So I'm not gonna walk there to the UREC every day. That's just a no. So I will drive down there, bump to my music, you know, just vibing. And then I will vibe in the gym, just lifting some weights. And it was just my stress reliever. So I'm supposed to be adding these plaits in the front. Finish this braid up, and then I'm gonna finish the braid on the other side. So I'm just gonna do this to this side. I'm gonna apply a little bit of leave-in to the entire section. So I'm gonna spray some water real quick. Taking this curl activator. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I'm just applying this gel. I'm gonna just run through it with the comb. I'm gonna come back to y'all when this side is done, and then I'm answering more questions when I'm doing the final part. So this is what this side looks like. Okay, so did anything change because of COVID? So yes, short answer, yes. But I have day in the life of a college student pandemic edition videos. So if you want a more in-depth, like, I guess, experience, like visual of what changed due to the pandemic, then I suggest you watch those videos. The first semester was like basically all online classes, even though I still had some in-person classes, but for the most part it was like just Zoom lectures, online classes. Some didn't even have Zoom lectures. Like, it was just assignments every week, and you didn't meet at all unless you went to their office hours, and even office hours were on Zoom. The dining hall started doing like the to-go option, because before you would just sit in there and eat, but now they do like to-go, so you wouldn't have to sit in there. And we had to do random sentinel testing. So if you got picked to get tested, you had to go get tested. It was just like random. You would get an email saying you've been chosen to get randomly tested. So you had to do that. Signs everywhere for social distancing. You could only, to enter, you had to go in on that side. You couldn't use the doors on the left side because that's where people come out of, to separate us and to stop like people mixing and whatnot. So there was that. You couldn't have any visitors in the dorms until like this semester, when they started lifting the mandates or whatever, the rules and regulations. I was having visitors anyway. That's about it to sum it all up. But like I said, if you want to like actually like see the experience, like, I'd say watch my vlogs. How was I able to make friends? Honestly, kind of tough, given that we were in a panini press, and I mean, it was just kind of hard to see people, and it's already hard enough to make friends as an adult. The friends I mainly met through like group chats and Twitter. So when you get to college, there's gonna be like a bunch of group me's made and stuff, and iMessage group chats, and just people saying on Twitter they don't want new friends and stuff. So to make friends, you just, you know, like Twitter posts, follow people, look for group me's. That's how a lot of group chats are made, like group me's and stuff. Now that classes are like mainly in person, it shouldn't be as hard. Don't be shy, basically. Don't be shy. I mainly made friends on Twitter and in large group chats, even though group chats don't really last that long. I have 2 friends now, and they're my roommates now. They're gonna be my roommates in the fall semester, this upcoming fall semester. So those are my 2 friends, and I stick with them. What's it like going to a PWI? Honestly, it's just like being in the real world. Nothing really special about it. I mean, it's just like being a black person in America, except you're just on a college campus. Like, there really isn't much of a difference between a like being a black person at PWI and just like being a black person in America. Like, it's not that much of a difference, honestly. At LSU, there is a very prominent black community within LSU. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even at a PWI because I'm always around black people. My friends are black. The people I usually like interact with are black. So I kind of be forgetting that I'm at a PWI. And so I'd say it's kind of normal to me. The last question is pros and cons about LSU. So let me get started with the pros. Actually, no, let me get started with the cons. Get the negative out the way first. So what I've noticed is, since I've been at LSU, I've noticed like they don't really care about the students. And I hate to say that, but I'm gonna be honest, like, from my personal experience and with everything that's going on with LSU right now, which is a quick Google search away, Like, they don't really care about the students like that, for real. And I can deal with that. Like, I don't need college to care about me. But it would be nice if the college did. Like, I'm sure like individual professors do care about their students, but in terms of like just LSU in general, they don't really care. I feel like that's a lot of colleges, especially like SEC. The school is so big, like so much to it's so much to keep up with. I don't want to say they don't care, but they don't really tend to the needs of students like they should. It's not really that deep of a con to me because like I don't really care. I don't need y'all to care about me. I'm just trying to get my degree and go. What's another con? A con is I have yet to see Mike the Tiger. I just haven't made my way over there. I'm gonna try to see him this upcoming semester, but I never made my way over to him, even though he was on my side of campus that I lived on. I just never walked over to see Mike the Tiger, and I'm kind of disappointed. The city of Baton Rouge around LSU was just like not great. The roads sucked. I mean, that's Louisiana in general, but especially like roads on LSU and off LSU, like those roads are booty cheeks. Make sure your tires are good before you come. Like, the con is that, you know, being on a big campus, anything regarding like scheduling classes, picking a dorm room to stay in, it's like, it's so stressful because soon as the thing opens to select the dorm, like the server already full because everybody trying to pick a dorm at once, everybody trying to schedule classes all at once, and it's just stressful because like what if you don't get the class that you actually need to take? Unless you have like priority for whatever reason, like honors college or just enough hours to have priority over people, as a freshman it's hard to pick classes. I feel like if the campus weren't as big as it is, then classes wouldn't fill up so fast and you wouldn't have to worry about like missing out on mandatory classes that you need to take for your major. But on to the pros. I'd say a pro is how big the campus is. Even it's pros and cons to that. But on the pro side, I'd say how big the campus is because you don't have to see everybody every day. You can meet new people no matter how long you've been there. Like, it's just like being in the real world. It's just such a big campus where like you're not seeing the same people every day or every semester, you know? So it's just a good opportunity to like always be trying new things, meeting new people. There's also a lot of stuff around LSU, a lot of food places, and then New Orleans is only like an hour away. So if you want to get away from the weekend, just drive to New Orleans or find some people that will take you to New Orleans, you know? Another pro is the UREC. I really love the UREC, though. Like, that's my favorite place to go on just like in general. I love the parade grounds. If you don't know what the parade grounds is, it's basically like a very large field where you can just like sit out there, chill, do homework, or you can play football, play any game out there. It's just a big field where you can do whatever with it. Like sitting in the Union, and that's basically like a mini mall. A lot of colleges have it like a Union, just a spot where there's a food court where you can study, chill with friends, all of that. I love how pretty the campus is. Like, I must say, LSU campus is gorgeous. Watch my vlogs and you get to see scenery of LSU. It's the friends I've made, because if I didn't make any friends, I probably wouldn't want to be at the school. But now that I have, it's another reason why I want to stay. LSU is around a lot of places. There's a lot of stuff to do on the weekends. Parties, mall, eat, all that. There's a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, this is what my hair is looking like. Honestly, my hair isn't that defined, but it looks really good. Like, it just looks moisturized. And I am very satisfied with that. I'm gonna add more gel though. And I feel like this gel doesn't have such like a hold on my hair. You know how when like wetline or eco dries up and then it leaves your hair like looking a little stiff, so you have to like stretch it? So I feel like with this gel, it's not really putting a cast on my hair or anything like that. If you like really want like definition, I wouldn't get this gel. I would use this gel for like twist outs and braid outs instead of wash and goes if you're looking for like really really define curls on Wash and Goes, because this doesn't really define curls like how other gels do. If your hair is thicker than mine, then it's, y'all see how my hair looks, so. But I think this is worked really well for like twist outs, braid outs, stuff like that. I wasn't expecting the leave-in to work as good as it did. So I like that, and I really like this curl activator. I feel like this activator will work well with like any gel. I give him an 8 out of 10. Only because this gel is not as defining as it could be. Okay, so I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed answering questions about my college experience and what it's been like so far. So if you like this video, please, I'm not gonna ask you to like thumbs up or subscribe or anything like that, because it's your choice at the end of the day. But just know, if you want to support me and my channel, just go ahead and give it a like, go ahead and give it a subscribe, share, all that. You don't have to if you don't want to, but just take me into consideration for a bit. Think how beneficial it would be if you would like share, like, subscribe, comment, all that. Comment below if you're in college or you're about to go to college. What college are you gonna go to? Are you still in high school? Let me know in the comments. Start a conversation, you know. But that is all. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.